tutorial about elementary properties of groups. So, hello everyone, my name is Maricel Rubion, and today we will tackle or discuss the elementary properties of groups. And before that, I would like to tell you, or I would like you to know the 5 theorems of elementary properties of groups. First is uniqueness of identity. Second is cancellation law. Number 3, uniqueness of universe, and socks and shoes. But now, let me discuss to you the uniqueness of identity. This is in a group of G, there is only one identity element. So this theorem, all we need to do is to prove if there is only one identity element. So we have an example or proof. Suppose both E and E prime are identities of G, then considered a group G, asterisk or arbitrary. It consists all elements. So as you can see, we have two identities. Example, why we have two identities? Because before we prove that the identity we have is unique, we need to solve the two limit, which is the E and E prime. If they're the same answer, it means they are unique. Let E and E prime be the identity elements of G. So let's prove this E first. So by definition, for all A is an element of G. So we will rewrite like this. So this A came from our first identity, and this A is came from this definition. So A and this asterisk is I will tell you again, it is arbitrary. So A asterisk E is equals to E, asterisk A is equals to A. Set A is equals to E. Then let's proceed to E asterisk E prime. So this E prime, this is our second identity. We will use this. We will use our second identity to get our first identity. So E prime, E asterisk E prime is equals to E prime, asterisk E is equals to E. So we get our first identity. So let's proceed to the second identity. So by the definition, again we will rewrite for all A is an element of G. So for this second identity, so we will use the E prime. So A asterisk E prime is equals to E prime asterisk A is equals to A. So set A is equals to E prime. So to prove this second identity, so we need to use the first identity as well. So E prime asterisk E is equals to E asterisk E prime equals to E prime. So as you can see, by the transitivity, B E asterisk E prime, we all prove that they are the same. So the identity elements is unique. The next theorem is known as cancellation law. So there are two types of cancellation law: the right cancellation law and the left cancellation law. So take a look at this example. We have BA is equals to CA. So we will cancel the variable that in right side. So we will cancel this variable A and this variable A. So it implies B equals to C. So in left cancellation law, take a look at this example. AB is equals to AC. The variable that we will going to cancel is the variable that in left side. So we have A and we have A. So therefore, we implies B equals to C. In order to show the proof for right cancellation law, suppose BA equals to CA. So let A prime be an inverse of A. So we will going to multiply inverse of A to BA and multiply this to CA. inverse of A multiplied to BA is equals to inverse of A multiplied to CA. So by associativity, we have B multiplied to A inverse is equals to C times A inverse. So A inverse equals to A inverse A equals E. Take note that E is the identity. So EB is equals to EC by definition of inverse. From this, we will cancel this and change it to identity. So it will become EB equals to EC. So by definition of identity, we will have this B equals to C. So from this BA equals to CA, we prove that B is equals to C. The third theorem is uniqueness of inverse. It says for each element A in group G, therefore there is another unique element which is B in group G, such that AB is equals to BA is equals to E, which is E is the identity. So we need to prove this theorem. So here's the example or proof. It says suppose B and C are both inverses of A, then we can rewrite it like AB is equals to A and C is equals to A. So AB is equals to AC. So cancel on the left to get B is equals to C. So as you can see, the left variable is A and they are same. So we must cancel it. And we get this B is equals to C.
And now let us proceed to the last theory, which is the last theory is a shoes and socks. And you will be surprised at how often you're going to use this. And shoes and socks says that for group elements A and B inverse is equals to B inverse and E inverse. So what's to show? For all AB is an element of G, which AB inverse is equals to B inverse and A inverse. So this given want to show that AB inverse is equals to B inverse A inverse is true. And now let us prove this theorem. First, we need to multiply this given, which is AB to AB inverse. So it will become AB times AB inverse is equals to E, which is E is an identity. Since AB times AB inverse is equals to A, let us write this to AB times AB inverse A inverse. To really prove this, so we need to use associative property. So from AB times AB inverse A inverse, it will become A times BB inverse times A inverse. So let us cancel this one, and we have only remaining two variables, which is A and A inverse. So A, and this A stands for the identity. So if we combine like terms and transpose it, so it will become A inverse is equals to E.